Welcome back, guys, to Sports Prophecy TV. I'm your host, Jay Taylor, and we're gonna kick off another live stream today, guys. Today, we're gonna be breaking down the Reggae Boys squad today and all the potential players that will be involved in the squad. I think it's shaping up to be a quite competitive squad. I've been going through the squad.
Welcome back, guys, to Sports
loo-
Prophecy TV.
looking
I'm your
at the
host, Jay Taylor.
players, and it's getting very dicey. As you know, there's a lot of competitions on the wings. There's a lot of competitions in the defensive third as well. Especially I'm looking at the right back position, and it seems like Jamaica, we seems very deep at the right back position. Um, and I'm gonna be sharing my squad with everyone today. I just dropped my squad in the Reggae Boys Nation, in the Reggae Boys Nation group, but I have it up here, and we're just gonna kick off the show like this, and we want the fans as well to be able to share their squad. So prepare your 23 guys. Actually, I have 30 players. Big up yourself, know yourself. Chris Smith, big up yourself. Big up Siobhan. Big up everyone on stream. The Discord link is there, guys. Feel free to join the show. I got my coffee today. Last night was a hectic night. Last night was a crazy night, guys. Last night was a crazy night. Yo, me dep on the stream and I was like, is it left to right? But we got the squad up, guys, and I'm gonna kick it off the show like this and name out my squad. And you guys also please work on your 23 and make sure your 23 pops up on the screen. Tonight, you have the advantage of your squad showing on the stream. So everyone in the comment section, everyone in the comment section can actually see your squad on stream. So everybody, you have the chance tonight to show your squad on stream. I have my squad right now, and it is looking very good, guys. It's looking very good. Still think we're missing a striker, but based on where the game of football is today, where we're playing with a lot of wing forwards, I think we will be able to I think we'll be able to get through with this one, guys. So we're gonna be having a brilliant show today. We're gonna be having a brilliant show today. So work on your squad. Siobhan says, JT, I'm at a JPL match, can't join. Big up yourself, Ian Campbell. And right back players are coming. Okay, so let me just kick it off like this. June 15 against Qatar, June 19 against Jordan. No, how I think Coach Heimar Hallgrimsson should play this. I think those games we should take a huge contingent. I think he should take at least 30 players. I think he should take at least 30 players, players like Cephas and those fringe players. I think he should take those players, Dishard, Bernard, just to take a look at those players before you actually name them in the main squad. I know those players are quality players, and I know they are coming out of some quality clubs. However, I think we need to take those players on a trial run. Nick Jr., big up yourself. So let's kick it off. Chris Smith has Blake, Wade, Clark. That's his three goalkeeper. So that's Andre Blake, Jamali Wade, Connor Boyce Clark. At the center back position, he has Ethan Pinnock, Bernard, Joel Latabadir, Dexter Lambekisa, Damian Lowe, Wes Hardin. In the he Wes Hardin made the squad here, guys, for Chris Smith. Wes Hardin. Chris Smith has Wes Hardin back in the team after a long drought of not being back in the team. That's one that's up for discussion there. Chris Smith. We're gonna be talking about that one at some point. Is Wes Hardin ready for that comeback for Jamaica? And in the midfield, he has Daniel John. No, he has DJ. He has Daniel Johnson, Russell, Hector, Ravel. He has Amari Bell. I think Amari Bell should be in his defenders. And he has Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, Jamal Lowe, Demarai Gray, Omari Hutchinson, Boza Antonio, and he has Kemar Roof. The thing with this Chris Smith is Kemar Roof hasn't played any football. Kemar Roof hasn't played any football, my friend. That's the thing, Chris Smith. Kemar Roof hasn't played any football. Jeffy Entertainment. This is the first time I'm seeing Jeffy Entertainment. Big up yourself. Hope you subscribe to the channel. JT, you should have started your own podcast a year back. Everything take time, man. Right back and Hardin, my right back. Okay. So Chris Smith, you said JT, Wes Hardin better than King. Yeah, my squad, you're gonna hear my squad as well, guys, and I'm gonna be dropping my squad in the comment section. So I'm just letting the fans, Jason Guna, big up yourself. Feel free to join the show. I know you are a man of statistics and you know the players and you know where they're playing and how they've been doing throughout the season. So please feel free to join the show. Yeah, man. Feel free to join the show. No, I want to see more squads from the fans. So please work on your squad. Let me see your squad. I see a few players in Chris Smith's squad that I'm not. I know the talk around Michael Hector that he might have booked his vacation already. So we don't know if he's going to be there. I would want Michael Hector there, but we don't know if he's going to be there. So I don't see any Javian Brown in his squad. And so let me go ahead and name my squad. I'm going to kick my squad off. I also have reserve players. So I will drop my squad in the comment section here. So everybody can, okay, my squad is actually too long for the comment section. My squad is too long for the comment section. So let me just see if I could remove the reserve players. Oh, it's still too long. So, guys, let me kick off my squad by position. Okay, goalkeeper, Andre Blake. Though Andre Blake has been a bit shaky in a lot of ways, not passing the football out the box, I want Andre Blake in the squad as an experienced goalkeeper. Not the captain, however. Andre Blake makes the squad for me. Andre Blake, guys, that's the number one on my squad. Another goalkeeper, Jamali Waite. That's the goalkeeper that played against Mexico. So Mr. Waite makes the 23 for me going into this Gold Cup. The next goalkeeper I have is Connor Boyz Clark / Foster. And the reason why I have / Foster is I don't know if the coach will continue with the goalkeepers that he already had or he's going to come in and change the goalkeeper. So let me just start back. My first pick in my squad was Andre Blake as the goalkeeper, not the captain. Jamali Waite as the number 2 goalkeeper. It's split between Connor Boyz Clark and Foster. I have a slash there where it's split between those two players because if the coach decides to go with continuity, then he makes the squad over Connor Boyz Clark. No, for my defenders, I have Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe. Ethan Pinnock and Damian Lowe, those are the two foundation of the Jamaican defense. We have to have those two individuals. They are the core. Then I have Adrian Mariappa. Guys. So we have 5 players or 6 players on the list already. Adrian Mariappa. And then for the final defensive, I want Wes Hardin to be playing center back. So I have Wes Hardin as my next center back. I have Wes Hardin as the next center back. So my 4 defenders are Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Adrian Mariappa, Wes Hardin. Those are my 4 defenders. My 3 goalkeepers, Andre Blake, Jamali Waite, Connor Boyz Clark. So there we have 7 players. No, the left back position is, I was looking at the left back position and it was quite weak. We know Amari Bell makes it for me. As you know, Luton Town man has just qualified he's just got promoted to the English Premier League. He just got promoted to the English Premier League. So we have Amari Bell and Taxi Lawrence at the left back position. It was a hard pick for me, guys. It was a very hard pick for me, guys. It was a very hard pick to have Taxi Lawrence in there, but I think his experience at the left back position, he might just the thing know yourself is the squad builder. I'm using a different program. I'm using OBS. I'm not using StreamYards, and so I'm not there yet to get everything on the screen. And now I have the comments on the screen. So Greg Lee, the reason why I didn't have Greg Lee in the squad, I don't know why the coach didn't bring Greg Lee on the next go around, on the last go around. And as you know, Greg Lee is looking for a club. Greg Lee is going to be looking for a club. So those are my left back. No, the right back, I have Dishard Bernard, Lambekisa, Latabadir / Javane Brown. Javane Brown is the slash player because it comes down to the passport issue for Latabadir. It comes down to the passport issue for Latibadir. So I would be going with 3 right backs: Dishard Bernard, Lambikisa, and Latibadir. That's who I would be before the 50-man squad was really. The Gold Cup squad was called up before the 50-man squad was released. Okay, yeah, I'm just going off my squad that I would take to the share the squad in the share the Gold Cup squad in the chat then, Eddie Gona. I don't have the JFF official Gold Cup 23-man squad. So you can share that in the comment section. I don't have it. This is my squad that I'm going with. So I have Dishard Bernard, Lambikisa, Latibadir, and Javane Brown on the outside as a slash player. Because I think it comes down to if Latibadir doesn't have his passport, Javane Brown makes the cut for me there. No, 4 midfielders. So now we have, how many players we have there? We have 7, 9, 9 plus 3. We have 12 players already. So keep count, guys. 12 players we have already. 12 players we have already. No. For the okay, Chris Smith said Bernard is a center back that can play right back, and the games he played for Palms. Okay, so that's because I have him playing at right back, because some of the games that I saw him playing at the right back position. So as we say, we have 12 players, guys, and my 12 players are Andre Blake in goal, Jamali Wade, Connor Boyce Clark, that's 3, Ethan Pinnock 4, Damian Lowe 5, Adrian Mariappa 6, Wes Harding 7, Amari Bell 8, Kemar Taxi Lawrence 9, Dishard Bernard 10, Lambikisa 11, and Latibadir 12. Those are the 12 players that I have called already on the defensive end of the football. Now we get to the area, the trouble area for Jamaica. This is the midfield area. So now we have Mr. Jonathan Russell. Jonathan Russell makes the cut for me. Jonathan Russell makes the cut for me. Ravel Morrison, guys. We have Ravel Morrison. So there we have 14 players. Daniel Johnson. And this is where it becomes another split again between Kevin Lambert and Frey. The Atlanta man, it's between Kevin Lambert and Frey. So between that midfield area, I don't have Michael Hector in my midfield, not because I don't think he's good enough, is because I'm hearing certain things around Michael Hector that he potentially don't want to make that trip. So I have to keep Michael Hector out of the squad right now just for certainty. So we have 4 plus 2, we have 16 players there already. In the midfield, we have Jonathan Russell, Ravel Morrison, Daniel Johnson, Kevin Lambert. Just for continuity, I think if Frey makes this team, it's based on his performance in the 2 friendly games. it will be in the two friendly games. If Frey makes this cut, it's in the two friendly games. He will have to prove himself in the two friendly games. No, let's move to my wingers now, guys. This is the exciting part of it. My wingers, I got Demarai Gray makes the cut. As you know, the Everton man is the new Jamaican citizen. He makes the cut for me. Demarai Gray makes the cut for me, guys. That's the number one winger. So there we have 17 players. Then we have Omari Hutchinson. Omari Hutchinson makes the cut for me. That's another 18 players. Then we have Bobby Reed, number 19. Bobby Reed coming in at number 19. Bobby Reed hasn't been as consistent for Jamaica as he has been for Fulham, but Bobby Reed tends to come up with those unpredictable moments for Jamaica as well. So we have Bobby Reed rounding off the midfield, which we have 19. So we have, let me see what players we have here. 3, 7, 9, 12, 16, 20. He rounds off 20. That's 20 players we have there. No, for the three forwards, let's get to the three forwards, guys. We have Mikel Antonio, the West Ham man. Mikel Antonio, the beast. Mikel Antonio. We have Mikel Antonio at number 1. Shamar Nicholson at number 2. Shamar Nicholson at number 2. No, number 3. This is where a lot of fans are probably not going to agree with me for the number 3 position, but I have Corey Burke at number 3. I think Corey Burke, that little cameo against Mexico, might have just gave the coach something to look at when it comes on to Corey Burke. So Corey Burke rounds off that for me, guys. And for my reserve players, the reserve players, I have Ronaldo Cephas, Richard King for the reserve players. Colin Anderson, another reserve player. He's a striker. We have Dujon Whisper Richards at number 3 in the reserves. Kahim Paris, guys. Kahim Paris is in the reserve for me. Kahim Paris is in the reserves for me. Kahim Paris. And for the goalkeeper, the reserve goalkeeper, I have Amal Knight. Amal Knight. And finally, Javane Brown. So that's my squad for you, dear guys. Andre Blake, Jamali Waite, Connor Boyce Clark, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Adrian Mariappa, Wes Hardin, Amari Bell, Kemar Lawrence, Dishard Bernard, Dexter Lambekisa, Latibadir, Jonathan Russell, Ravel Morrison, Daniel Johnson, Kevin Lambert, Demarai Gray, Omari Hutchinson, Bobby Reed, Leon Bailey, Mikel Antonio, Shamar Nicholson, and Corey Burke. Yes, guys. So that's the squad I have there, guys. No, there are a few players in this squad. However, if I had better options, they wouldn't have been there. No, Adrian Mariappa. I think Adrian Mariappa is getting up there in age. I think Adrian Mariappa is getting up there in age, but Adrian Mariappa, I think, makes this squad based on... Hold on, guys. Adrian Mariappa, guys. Sorry about that. Adrian Mariappa, he's getting up there in age, but I think with experience, Adrian Mariappa makes the cut for this team. I think Adrian Mariappa makes the cut for this team here in this squad. Wes Hardin. Do I have Wes Hardin in my squad? I'm trying to think like the head coach here, guys. The head coach haven't got to see Wes Hardin in a game. So I would want to see players like Wes Harden in the. I think these two friendly games against Qatar, those games are going to be very interesting. And the players that I want to see in those games, I want to see a Cephas in that game, a Ian Frey in that game. I want to see a Latta Badir in that game, a Dishard Bernard in those two games. I want to see some of those fringe players that we have a question mark around them. And I want to also see a Greg Lee in those games. So let me know, guys. I think we should take a 30-man squad. I think we should take a 30-man squad to the competition in Austria. I think we need to take a 30-man squad to Austria just to make sure we get to look at everyone before we name the final squad. Yes, another player that I'm having the question about is Kemar Taxi Larin. Guys, it was the hardest pick to put on the paper as I it's because the depth at the left back position is very we don't have a lot of depth at the left back position. So when I'm looking at the 50-man squad, I don't see a lot of left backs. I don't see a lot of left backs other than Greg Lee. Let me just read a few comments here. Golden say, I think the coach will leave out a defender for additional attacker because a few of the defenders play multiple position. Okay, that's a good let me know, entertainment, let me know why you're disappointed with my squad. Because I'm sure it's probably like a few players. Maybe you want to say you're disappointed with a few players in my squad because a lot of the players that I call will be there in the squad. Andre Blake will be there. Jamali Waite will be there. Pinnock will be there. Lowe will be there. Mariappa will be there. Bell will be there. Lambikisa will be there. Russell will be there. Morris will be there. Johnson will be there. Gray will be there. Reed, Bailey, all those guys will be there. So let me know, entertainment, the players that you disagree with. And that's what we're discussing now. Who are those players that we think are the players that are the almost the makes the decision very tough? And I think those players are Kevin Lambert, Adrian Mariappa, Wes Harding, Omari Hutchinson. We don't know if Omari Hutchinson will take the call up. And those are some of the players that I think is very questionable. Because for me, wow, Kevin Lambert, for me, it's between Kevin Lambert, Michael Hector, and Ian Frey. It's between those players I'm concerned about. And Corey Burke as well. Okay, you say Burke, Taxi. No, Leon Bailey is in the squad, bro. Leon Bailey is in the squad. Come on. Entertainment. Come on. Come on. My four wingers are Demarai Gray, Omari Hutchinson, Bobby Reed, and Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey is in the squad, bro. Big up yourself, man of God. Leon Bailey is in the squad. Those are my four. So the two players that me and you disagree on entertainment is Corey Burke and Taxi Lawrence. No, Greg Lee is a lot of fans would choose Greg Lee, but I'm wondering why did the coach leave Greg Lee in that Mexico game? This is what I'm trying to wrap my head around. And if you look at this coach's track record with Iceland, they said he only used about 50 players in 3 years. He only used about 50 players in 3 years. So I'm not looking for this coach to be just slicing up players. That's the thing that I'm worrying about. So my defenders, again, guys, were Jonathan Russell, Ravel Morris, Daniel Johnson, Kevin Lambert. No, Jamal Lowe. Yes, Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe. It's between Jamal Lowe and Omari Hutchinson. Guys, it's going to be Omari Hutchinson and Jamal Lowe will not be in the squad at the same time. Jamal Lowe and Omari Hutchinson will not be in the squad at the same time. So we have to make a decision on that. And I think at this point, Jamal Lowe is leading that race. but I still have Omari Hutchinson there, as I think we need to take at least one or two young players. We need to take one or two young players, guys, for the experience and for the future. So Jamal Lowe is leading that for me. Um, Jamal Lowe is leading that charge for me there, guys. Big up yourself, Martin Baker. Okay, Martin Baker joined, but he just left. Jamal Lowe is leading that for me. Corey Burke, guys. I think the Corey Burke, Taxi Lawrence, um, Kevin Lambert, and those decisions are gonna come down to those friendly games. Um, JD says blocked on this channel. No, no, this channel don't have anybody blocked right now, JD. And you're using the WeMaxi channel, JD. So I don't know. You always use the iMaxi. No, bro. I don't. Yeah, no. There's no one blocked on this channel. The only person that's blocked on this channel is a guy named Nitro. He just comes in with negativity constantly, and me just can't bother with the negative energy. So me just block him. That's the only person that's blocked on this channel is a guy by the name Nitro. I don't know anybody else that's blocked. Real boss said JG, when should we expect to see the team name for the friendly games? We're about 11 days away. I think the squad is coming out either, I think, about Wednesday. I'm looking for the squad to be out around Wednesday. I'm looking for the squad to be out no later than Wednesday. Chris Smith said, JT Omari Hutchinson is a cam or winger, and Jamal can play winger or striker. Yes, all right. Chris Smith, I think that's a brilliant point there. I think that's a brilliant point. I think that's where I think Jamal Lowe gets the nod, because when I'm looking at the strikers, we are very weak in the striker position. We are very weak if we only have out and out striker as Mikel Antonio, Nicholson, and Burke. Martin Baker, what do you have to say on this, Martin Baker? Take it away. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted, Martin. Martin Baker, your mic is muted. All right, just Martin Baker is not ready yet. So yes, so giving me trouble. JD said, no, are you black me just giving trouble? Oh no, yeah, no. So yeah, so that's I think you guys, I can accept Jamal Lowe. I can accept Jamal Lowe. I think Jamal Lowe is one of those. Oh, I know what it is. He's not hearing me. He's not hearing me when he comes on. There it is. Yes, when you come back, Martin Baker, you should be able to hear me. No, I know what the problem was. I had my mic muted in Discord, so he wasn't hearing me. Yes, that's what it was, Martin Baker. My mic was muted in the Discord, so you wasn't hearing me when you came on. I just fixed that. Big up yourself, Milas Reed. Jason Guna say, okay, they're talking. Nobody block JD. JD belly full. Him eat him Sunday dinner. JD eat him Sunday dinner and plan say, yo, be a trouble never right now. No ball now roll. They'll get some trouble. Shamar House said, Jamal Lowe, I go get the nod over Corey Burke. I think they both might be in the squad, because if you drop a Corey Burke, you only end up with Mikel Antonio and Shamar Nichols as the next two strikers. So I think Corey Burke potentially get the nod. Feel free to click the Discord link, guys, and join the chat. I would love to hear your take on the squad. I would love to hear your squad, as this is just not about me. This is all about the opinions of the fans on the show. Eric Swell say, oh, the game coming up in Jamaica, JT. Let's see what Screwface Tapper gonna do. Okay, there's a game coming on. Let me just read out this squad from Ian Campbell. Burke, Wait, Lowe, Pinot, Bernard, Harding, Latabadir, Lambikisa, Greg Lee, Russell, Lambert, Phillips. He got Phillips in his squad. Bailey, Gray, Paris, Cephas, Antonio, and Lowe. So does Phillips get the nod as a local player? He's saying that Phillips get the nod as a local player. Martin Baker and
I'll let Phillips to JT Taylor, Mago take off the list. Ask him that, please.
No, he could hear you. Ask him. Ask Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell, Martin
Ian
Baker.
Campbell said that?
Yeah.
Continue with the show. Because Ian Campbell must have do it.
All right, Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell, they said for Phillips, you get. All right. Roving ball player. What do you have to say on the squad? Or what's your take on the squad? Your mic is muted, Roving ball. Your mic is muted. You have to unmute your mic, guys, when you're ready to speak. So, Roving ball, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Phillips play which position? I think Phillips is a midfielder. He played in the Trinidad game. I don't think he's ready. I don't think Phillips is ready. I don't listen. Those friendly games are gonna be very important, guys. Those friendly games are gonna be very, very, very important. Because we need to sort out a few positions. There's a few positions with some question mark next to them. There is a few position with some question mark. Martin Baker, what do you have to say about the squad? Or who would you leave out of the squad that I called out? Okay, Martin Baker is muted. Everybody is muted. All right, Martin Baker. Yeah, Mr. United, drop your squad as well. I'm in the ballpark. As I said, I think I'm about 3 or 4 players off. And those 4 players in question for me are Wes Harding, Corey Burke, Mariapa, Kevin Lambert, and Taxi Lawrence. I think, and Javane Brown. Because is Dishard Bernard coming into the team as a center back? Let me know, guys. Is Dishard Bernard coming into the squad as a center back, or he's coming in as a right back? Jay Suguna, what do you think about the squad, and what would you change about the squad?
So for me personally, did you have Jamal Lowe in your squad?
I missed out Jamal Lowe out of the squad.
Okay, so the one thing that I would change probably from your squad that I heard, is Jamal Lowe for Corey Burke. I think that for whatever reason, Jamaicans don't see this guy as a number 9, but I definitely see him having that kind of skill set as well. So I kind of like, because basically what happens whenever we get Corey Burke in the team, like the coach wants to use him, but he always ends up in a wide forward position, and I don't really like him there.
Okay.
So I would just rather, unless he's gonna come and just only play number 9, which if Boza and Antonio are there, I don't see him playing there as much. I would rather just take Lowe, who I know can do both positions. You know what I mean? So that's just for variation. I would rather take Lowe in my striker pool, because I know he can also do a job on the wide forward role as well.
Okay, so you wouldn't have Corey Burke and Jamal Lowe in the team, because if you look at it, if you drop a Corey Burke for Jamal Lowe, the forward position gets very thin.
Well, it just depends on how you look at it. I think you have two strikers still that can play like a back to goal role. I always thought that Shamar wasn't the strongest at that, but he showed me another dimension in the Mexico game. So I actually would trust him as a target man if I needed to play him as that role. And I think the fact that we have Damari Gray added, who has played number 9 in the Premier League, it's more of a false 9 role, but he can like accompany. So for me, I think the coach is probably going to want to play either Boza or Antonio, and then play like a speedier forward with him, which can be Bailey or Gray or even Bobby Reed. So I think with Lowe, it makes more sense in the way the coach wants to play, because he kind of wants to have one a little more active forward, and then he has one with a more target forward. And so I just like the versatility of Lowe over Burke in that sense. So that's the only reason. Who were your wingers actually? Because maybe I would tweak something.
Yeah, my wingers were Demarai Gray, Leon Bailey. I think, let me pull it back up here. Let me pull this back up. Bobby Reed and Omari Hutchinson. I think that's where I left out. That's where I left out Jamal Lowe, because at the end of the day, I don't know what position Jamal Lowe gets picked for Jamaica. I want him in the squad, you know. I want him in the squad. I just don't know his definite position that we
Well,
pick Jamal Lowe.
I think for that reason, that's why I would kind of pick him
Mm-hmm.
because when you get into this tournament football, you don't know cards, injuries, and all these things, right? So I
Yeah.
would rather have a person that can fill in multiple roles as a squaddy, or not a squaddy, but as a player in the squad, than a person that can only fulfill one role effectively. And like I said, what ends up happening in these tournaments when Burke is there, he ends up playing, but very rarely playing in a role that is best suited to him. And so I just worry about him coming and then they're using him again as a wide forward, which to me is not the most effective place for Burke and I feel.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Jason Green. No, Dishard Bernard, as I said, the games that I seen with Dishard Bernard, he's playing at the right
Mm-hmm.
back position.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Smith is saying he's a better center back. No, if he comes in as a center back, he doesn't start. And for me, I don't want a player like that on the bench. So where do you play a Dishard Bernard if you already have a Ethan Pinnock or a Damian Lowe? Do we move to a back three? Or you think the coach would, and I
Well,
don't, the coach hasn't experimented with the back three as yet. So what?
yeah, I think the coach is pretty set in the back four type of system
Yeah.
for now.
Mm-hmm.
But you make a good point. But I think again with Bernard, the versatility is why he's a shoe in for me in the 23 as long as he's fit and everything. But I will say like his career path is definitely leaning more towards a centre back. But I
Mm-hmm.
have seen him play games in both roles. And Chris Smith is right. The most recent games he's played, he has been playing centre back.
Okay. So the most so you would play him at center back.
I would be wanting to see him in a back two, with Pinnock to try him out and see if he can, force his way into that starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to be, yeah, I would want him to be a part of the CEV pool for sure. But again, he's another player that we have added that can actually play multiple roles at a high level. It's just that on that right back side, if Lati Bodier's passport is good, and obviously we've seen what Dexter can do, we don't really need the cover there. I think we more need it at centre back. So I think it would make more sense to try him at centre back currently.
Okay, so you would try him at a center back. So there you have it, guys. Jason Guna is basically just bringing some light. So Chris Smith said, JT, Bernard better than Low. I'm not asking. No, Chris Smith, I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that. But Chris Smith, would you just substitute a Damian Lowe for Dishard Bernard, a Damian Lowe who has started every game that he played for Jamaica, basically? How are you going to do that? Chris Smith, click the Discord link, brother. 'Cause we never hear your voice yet. You have to explain this thing verbally. I don't you have to explain this thing verbally, brother, because you know a bit more about Richard Bernard than I do. As I said, I've seen limited games with him, but how are you going to play him? How are you going to play him? Because to me, I would start him over Dexter Lambekisa at right back. For me, I would start Richard Bernard as a player where he's going to give us way more going forward. He's very aggressive going forward based on what I've seen in the games where he played at the right back position. So I would play him at right back actually. And if we switch to a back three, then we play him in a back three. Know yourself, so the best back line for Jamaica now is Amari Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Disha Bernard, Latabodier, Wes Harding. Real baller, say Corey Burke can't be in the team. Guys, you have to join the Discord and explain that. Mr. United, Chris Smith, please understand that the best team is most important than the best players. What do you have to say about that? Martin Baker, are you there? But if you're not there, your mic is muted. Jay Saguna, what do you think?
Yeah, man, me there, yeah, man.
What do you
Me
think
just
of?
go and do something. Me there, listen, man. Me
Okay, all right. Jay Saguna, what do you think about that comment from Mr. United? He says to Chris Smith, please understand that the best team is most important than the best player.
That sounds eerily similar to not the best, but the right players. But I don't know if that's kind of where he's going with that. Yes, at the end of the day, the coach has to be mindful of what players make the best team, right? But I think at the current stage that Jamaica is at, I trust that this coach can pick the best players in his system, and that will make up the best team. In other words, so we cannot be so caught up in, okay, this guy has been playing this position or this guy has been playing here, and we don't want to. Let's just have them play these 2 practice matches, have them do the camp in Austria, and I trust that the coach will pick the best 11. And I am hopeful that the coach does not let, appearances for Jamaica or any of those things factor into his decisions. I just want him to pick the people and form at time, and wherever the chips fall, they fall. But I think one of the good things.
1 second, Seguna. JD, I think maybe why Stream Element is timing you out is you have to watch the kind of emojis that you use. Maybe you're using some kind of emojis, or you're typing the same thing over and over. I don't know. I probably, why is it saying Stream Element has deleted your message? What the hell? Okay, so Stream
sometimes Stream Elements go like a bad man, you have to watch him.
Yeah, JD, I'm very sorry about that, my friend. I have to check the settings because I probably didn't set it up correctly, and Stream Element has gone rogue. Guys, Stream Element has gone rogue. Bad boy Trevor. Stream Element gone rogue, bro. JD, so I don't know, what is it? Maybe some kind of word that you put in the comment. It's Stream Element is tapping in for you. Oh, so that's what. Maybe Stream Element will block your JD. Jesus Christ.
I think Stream Element was the one blocking and stopping him. Yeah, because it said time him out now. So
yeah, it the same time. So I don't know, JD. You probably going to even have to tell me how to adjust that Stream Element thing, because I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what it. All I set Stream Element to do is to share, like, and comment. That's the only thing I ask Stream Element to do. So I don't know how it start do a next job. Stream Element start move like Alvas Powell and Javane Brown, brother. Yo.
No man, because Stream Elements are play defense. Them man they, I don't know.
Yo, we need Stream Element in the back line for Jamaica, right? No, as we said, the truth and more. Remember, I said that on the stream that Reese Nelson, they had a difficult time getting in touch with Reese Nelson. When I did that stream, I spoke to somebody the same day, and he was waiting on the Saturday to contact Reese Nelson, and he was saying they were having difficulties, and he also passed on the number to the coach. So I knew once they were having a difficult time to get in touch with Reese Nelson, he wasn't going to get the passport. No, Joel Latibodier, I can't see why he can't get a passport in 21 days. You know what I mean? You have 21 days, and he should have known by now. If he doesn't get a passport, I think it's because he hasn't made enough of an effort. Because if that passport application is in, I can't see why they can't make the moves to push it over the top. Ian Campbell.
So JT, you know for sure that he doesn't have it yet?
He didn't have it. When I spoke to the individual, he didn't have it at that time. He didn't have it at that time when I spoke to the individual. The individual also told me that Johnson Clark Harris was just making a mess of things of getting his documents as well. So if he didn't have his passport at that time, so Joel Latibodier doesn't have a passport at this time. So I'm hoping that his process is going along based on what the last thing I've heard. I haven't heard anything recently. So anything, yeah. So JD, the Stream Element, brother, are you introduce Stream Element to the category? Are you introduce Stream Element and no Stream Element? It come like them AI. It's an AI bot. You know, it's one of them technologies. So Jason, this is what AI technology are gonna do to win in the future, you know, brother. Start block we and beat we up all them thing there. So yeah, so that's where we're at there. So, but I think we're still able to I would like Joel Latibedier to be there, but I think we still can get it going without those players there. I think Dishard Bernard, for me, is a player that I would love to be there based on what I've seen him do. The way I see him play at right back, though Dexter Lambic Sika is Kisa is a very good right back, and we saw we saw what he has done. I just think he doesn't give us enough going forward. Very good defender. And guys, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. He's the future at our right back position. But based on the games that I've watched back on YouTube of Dishard Bernard, I would want him at the right back because he's dangerous going forward. I think he would add something else to Jamaica in the attacking sense of the football, and he's very good at cleaning up in the back as well. He's a player where I think he gives the coach the flexibility to do those kind of rotations with his back line. Even in a game, we can even adjust to switch into a back three here and there if it doesn't work, if we want to go on the attack without sacrificing a substitution. What do you think about that, Jay Suguna?
Well, here's the thing, right? Most of the time, if you have a back four and, when we are attacking, you want one of your fullbacks to be going forward. I think whether it's Lembikisa or Bernard, he'll have that luxury because Amari Bell is comfortable in a back three. Deshaun Bernard is comfortable in a back three. And if it's Lembikisa on the right side, or even Latibodier, they're all comfortable in a back three. The only one that you would want to maybe push up the field, you would just let Amari sit. So you make him the left side of the back three, Pinnock in the middle, and then whoever your right centre back is becomes the other person. So I think regardless of how he goes, a lot of these right backs and even our left backs are comfortable in a back three if he ever wanted to change on the fly during a game. That is one of the main things I like about the squad makeup. Is a lot of the players can play roles if it's a back three or a back four. And so that means in real time, when the situation calls for it, we can make those adjustments without actually making substitutions. And that is something that I like about the squad makeup.
Okay, all right. Guys, so I'm just getting a message on the stream here. Someone is telling me that I can't reveal the individual's name, but if Latibadier and Dishard Bernard doesn't make it in the squad, it's the fault of Pika. So they're saying it would be the passport office for Jamaica would be the problem for these players not getting in there. No, I understand that. I don't think it would just be up to Pika. I think it's someone in the JFF would have to prompt Pika to let them know the urgency of getting this passport. You don't think the J. Seguna, if you're really on the ball, because one thing I've learned when it comes to passport and immigration and these people, bro, the more contact you're in with them, the more they get things done. When you prompt them to do things, you say, I'm calling you back tomorrow at 8. Okay.
Absolutely.
I gave you the last piece of document. Okay, can we talk at 1 o'clock tomorrow? And I have to have it by this and this date. That's how those people work. You see, if you let your paperwork sit there and just go through the passport office thing, bro, then it's gonna jam up. I think I understand what the person is saying to me here, but I believe that someone from the JFF has to be on the ball, brother. Someone from the JFF has to be on the ball.
There's no reason why, a person at the JFF right now doesn't have like a speed dial number for whoever the lead man is at the place. And they should talk to them daily, if sometimes twice a day, and just check in with them. I mean, do anything, get on the good side, because all of those processes, the more you can, get to know some people that are dealing with it and let them know the gravity of the situation, chances are you're going to get your stuff faster. Because I know this is different and it's an individual, but when I was getting my passport, they gave me a date and I kept calling and saying, hey, we're still in line. I ended up getting it early. And I have to believe that it was my insistence on reaching out to them all the time made me get it when I got it. You understand?
Yes.
So I just hope that they're doing the same type of things, because it's clear that that's necessary, because we've gone too many tournaments and too many times where the coach can't get exactly what he wants because of negligence, whether it's on the part of the players themselves or whatever. But either way, the same way the JFF needs to be leaning on Pika and talking to them, that's the same way they need to be contacting players every day as well, to remind them if there's any steps that they need to do, they need to be on their cases as well. You understand? So
Okay. All right. My
it needs
source
to
is
be, it needs to
saying,
be more on top of it, yeah.
Jason, my source is saying that the JFF has done the job and prompted Pika at every level for this process to be expedited. But it seems that Pika is not responding in a timely manner. So he's saying that the JFF, and this is somebody who is a part of helping these players get their passport. He's saying that the JFF has reached out to Pika. So I don't get it. Maybe just take a deep breath, bro. This I tell the people, bro, say this year and the Gold Cup a come up, I never want to get into the passport problem with these people, bro. We not understand why them can't get the thing sorted out. But they must say the JFF has done their part by contacting big up yourself, El Patrino, Jaja. At first, may I see over here for true, brother. He said that the JFF has contacted Pika and they haven't responded in a timely manner. So if Dishard Bernard, but I thought Dishard Bernard had his passport already. That player had a long time to get his passport. Dishard Bernard, come on. Dishard Bernard have a long time to get his passport, guys. He had a long time to get his passport. So I hope we can work that one out. But yes, let's just move on again in the show, guys. We don't want passport out the show. Corey Burke, I want to know from the fans, do you take Corey Burke and Jamal Lowe, or you leave a Corey Burke out? Because I think, if I want to see a Ronaldo Cephas in the friendly games, because I think if that player gets on the field, he's going to okay. My source is saying the players did not apply late. They have applied in a timely manner. So my source is saying, I'm getting instant messages here, guys, that I'm reading. He's saying that the players did apply in a timely manner. So if they don't get the passport, is Pika's fault. So we hope we can get that sorted out, my brother. And I will jump on the phone with you after. No, he didn't have a long time since his appointment. Okay, says Devon Porter. Okay, Devon Porter is another man in the building. Because the self, sir, Devon Porter, one of the scouts. Always, let me just take a few seconds and give Coach Devon his credit. Coach Devon is one of those people. Listen, behind any successful organization or any company, you always have these people working behind the scenes to make things happen that you don't see. They don't get their flowers. And I want to say to Coach Devon, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate everything you have done for Jamaica, because you don't have to. And a lot of us, though we love Jamaica, we wouldn't set our time aside to make sure players get passport and contact the players them and talk to them. So I want to say, personally, coming from Jay Taylor, I appreciate what you have done for Jamaica and what you are doing for Jamaica all the time. So big up yourself, Coach Devon Porter. Big up yourself, Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell is not in the chat right now, but Ian Campbell is one of those people. He doesn't seem to be online. Haven't heard from Ian in a while, but Ian is a man as well who is on the front lines trying to make sure we get some of the best talents out. We have to protect man like Devon Porter and Ian Campbell them from Chris Williams. We can't make Chris Williams back up Devon Porter and Ian Campbell them, because if them man they backing up, brother, on a career done. Because them man they don't want no English players on the side. So don't make Mr. Chris Williams back up Devon Porter and Ian Campbell. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, don't make it. No, oh, Ian Campbell is in the chat, brother. Yo, oh, yeah, deal with Mr. Owen. Ian Campbell is in the chat. Ian Campbell is in the chat. Yeah, man. No respect. Yeah, man. Me never see. Me never see it. Yeah, we can't make Chris Williams. We have to protect Ian Campbell and we have to protect Ian Campbell and Coach Devon at all costs because the talk of me and some man I make out of Jamaica, brother. We can't, we can't. No, JD, go on your bed. JD, hold the number 2 on the KFC menu, brother. Don't want to come over here with this. Go grab up something for the KFC menu.
No, them are white truly I talk about.
Back up. Me just get it up. Me see JD coming with the white. Come here, say, what them a wire going in at the thing? So me there I say, we can't make Chris Williams. What we say now? Me can't even say engage. Can me say engage Terati? Yo, no, give me a word. Give me a word, the J Seguna. Give me a word.
You have to search your brain.
Jesus Christ.
White.
Yeah. That's why they deal with the thing away. We can't make Chris Williams know their whereabouts. Yes, we can't let them know Ian Campbell and Coach Devon whereabouts.
I want to see it.
Yeah, man. So Corey Burke. As I said, I think players like Ronaldo Cephas, these 2 games in the mini tournament is very important. Because if this player gets out there on the field, I got to watch one of his games. If he gets out there on the field, I think he's going to make a statement for himself. Baller Kick 90 say, the comments just fly off our screen, brother. Baller Kick say, and it's so hard for players to get their passport. I thought that the process would be quick process, especially when a player is coming in to do duty. Bro, if the man them can't get visa for players to go to Europe, much as we get a passport for a man from England, you must know, say, brother, they're going to make a mess of that, bro. They're going to make a mess of that. Martin Baker, let me know when you're ready to jump in. So, Corey Burke, guys. So, most of the fans, Jason Gona is saying they're not taking Corey Burke.
Man, killer, don't worry, man. Me there, man. Me I deal with something, that's why. But me I listen, man.
All right. No problem. Take your time. Jason Gona, Corey Burke. I thought that little cameo that Corey Burke came on. He came on, but we've seen this from Corey Burke as already, where he comes on and he's very live and he attacks, but he can't do that for 60 minutes. Corey Burke is that fearless player you bring in when you're down 2-1, 10 minutes left in the game. You wouldn't want to bring a Corey Burke because we don't have another player like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's why for me, in my starting lineup, I would always have either Boza or Antonio on the bench because I think it's important to have that
on the bench.
Off of the bench.
On the bench.
Yeah, because as you said, you want to have an option off of the bench, right? That can come on and give you that energy with that presence up front to maybe harass the defenders and get some chances. And I think that if you start both Boza and Antonio and you don't bring Burke, then you might have that issue. You don't have that player to bring off of the bench. Mm-hmm. And that is why I say, for me, in my 11 and the style that I see the coach playing, he likes to have a more mobile striker alongside, like a supporting striker alongside the other striker. And so I just think if you make Antonio do the supporting role or you make Boza do the supporting role, it kind of takes away from what they do best. So I would rather start one of them. And more than likely, obviously, it's going to be Antonio starting most of the time.
And I would actually start Jamal Lowe with Mikel Antonio. And here's my reason for that, guys. This is my reason for Yeah, because Jamal Lowe is very unselfish. I think sometimes Shamar Nicholson wants to score so much that he becomes a bit selfish. He wants to really score in the game and he misses opportunities where he's supposed to pass the ball and he either goes for goal or hold up too much. But here is what drops off when you start a Jamal Lowe now with Mikel Antonio. Now you're going to have Mikel Antonio playing for that first ball from the goalkeeper. And guys, you know, remember Jesus Christ, Andre Blake. Guys, Andre Blake are going in at the goal, people. Andre Blake are going at the goal. So we have to go prepare for the big kick them. And if we're gonna have Andre Blake in at the goal with the big long kick them, we have to start Shamar Nicholson. If Andre Blake is going to be in the goal with the big kick them, we have to start Shamar Nicholson. Because in that Mexico game as well, even though it wasn't a lot of big kick, Shamar Nicholson seemed like he did well competing for those 50-50 balls with the defenders. That's not where I think Mikel Antonio's strength is. Though Mikel Antonio is big and aggressive, that's not where I think his strength is. So as J. Ross says, the kickway specialist, yes, Andre Blake are going to the game. And if Andre Blake is there, bro, we have to play Shamar Nicholson. We have to play.
Listen, I don't. I have to say that I totally disagree with what you just said about Antonio. I think a lot of times, if you're watching with West Ham, he's really doing a lot of things up there on his own.
Okay.
They're very disjointed at times. Moyes does not ask him to chase a lot of balls. He just stays pretty much with the final defenders.
Okay.
And he's going up against 2 to 3 people most times and coming away with the ball and building the play. So I don't really think that, you know, as you said, that's not a strength of his. I would say that's one of his main strengths.
Okay.
Is winning opportunities and gaining possession of the ball when he's outnumbered.
Okay, all right. So there, Jason Guna is making the point. Let me know, guys, who would your pairing of the strikers be? Now that we kind of have a gist of the squad, Antonio and Shamar Nicholson is going to be there. Who are you guys looking at to pair with Antonio? Because for me, Shamar Nicholson is also a big, tall, heavier striker as well. Though he's not as big as Mikel Antonio, he's still a big guy. I don't like to start 2 big players like that, Jay Suguna. I like to have a player who's a bit more, maybe shorter, slender, a player who's a bit more agile to start with a more heavy striker. I don't like the idea of 2 big, static strikers.
Yeah, no. For me, if you're gonna play that 2 striker system, one of them has to be able to drop a little deeper and kind of find the pocket. So you can be like a cam / supporting striker, right?
Yeah.
And so for that reason,
Jamal
I would probably
Lowe.
pair. Well, no. To be honest, in my starting lineup, if I'm picking my best 11, I would start Demarai Gray in that role.
Okay, so you're gonna start Demarai Gray as a false 9.
Yep, I would start him to pair with Antonio. And I would have Bobby Reed on one flank and Bailey on the other flank. And the reason for that is I think at any point that can interchange. Gray can go wide right and Bailey tucks into supporting striker and vice versa. He can go wide left and Reed come in there. I just like the versatility of it. And so all of them kind of comfortable in any of the spots. Obviously, some are better than others in certain spots, but I would put Gray as the supporting striker with Antonio. I think that would give us the most threat in terms of when we do break on attacks, because I think Gray and Antonio can form a decent link up, especially with one.
You just make a big point. There's a shots fired. You just make a big point. You just open up my brain. You just open up my brain now to something where, all right, because I thought about that, Jason Guna, but I was thinking. It depends on how the coach wants to attack. If we want to attack with width, then Demarai Gray starts on the wing, where we create that width with Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey. Again, depending on the opponent that we're playing, if I see that they have a weak right back, I'm starting Demarai Gray on the left and causing problems down that flank and exploiting a weaker right back for the opponent. Now, your strategy is an amazing one as well, because I think now Demarai Gray, he attracts a lot of attention from the defenders, and then that can open up a lot of space for Mikel Antonio, who can lean on that center back and create more problems. So I think with Demarai Gray, the point that you have made, it even enlightens the more versatility and the more variety of options we now have with Demarai Gray coming in. Because either way, I'm gonna look at the opponent that I'm playing. If the opponent, and even if I play Demarai Gray like the way you said as a false nine, I still want to test him on the right back and see if their right back can hold up against him. If they're stopping him, then we move him on the inside. But if he's not if he's not if he's not getting any traction out there, this is where I would bring him into where you're saying, because I always want to test to see if a right back or the left back is holding up. Because think about this: if you're pressuring the right back and the left back, where Leon Bailey and Demarai Gray, those two wing backs cannot come in and help their center backs. So your two strikers in the middle there basically is gonna just have 2-on-2 most of the time, because they have to keep an eye on them. So this is where I think now, if we're gonna start Demarai, because I was thinking about, if we're gonna start Demarai Gray on the wing, I'm not starting Boza and Shamarnik and Boza and Antonio. I want another kind of ball handler, somebody who's composed in front of goal and can make that pass. That's where I would bring in a Jamal Lowe. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, look, I wouldn't be opposed to the Jamal Lowe, but I just think the versatility that lineup would give you. If you start out with Gray as the supporting striker, you have Bobby on one flank, Bailey on one flank. After 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you can say, all right, Demarai, take a run on the left and make Bobby play supporting striker. Right? And then you see how that look. I just like the way that you'll never become static in the football game if you have that personnel, because all of them can operate in the different areas.
What's Bobby Reid's best position for you?
For me, I think it depends on the system a lot, because, all right, for Fulham, I think he operates best in the right or the left channel because of the way they play, right? The wingers at Fulham have free license to really roam about. So they don't really play wing position because their wing backs actually push up the field. So a lot of times, if he's on the right, you'll see Tete overlapping him, and Bobby Reid gets into a more inside forward or cam or supporting striker position. So even though on the heat map, and when the match starts, you see him on the right, he pop up all over the field. Sometimes he score headers inside the box, starting as a right midfielder. So I think it just depends on the system. And if Jamaica tends to be on the back foot more than on the front foot in games, and sometimes Bobby Reid might get stuck helping his fullback behind him, right? And that's a part of the reason why in the last game, Leon Bailey didn't play on the wing, because the coach realized that you kind of sacrifice Leon a lot, because he's going to have to help out Javian Brown or whoever back there.
Yes. So wait. You're open a next can of worm this so again. You're open a next can of worm this so again, J. Saguna. No, this is a little thing. We're thinking about going forward a lot here. On the defensive end, that's something that we have to think about now, where now I'm even more warming to your idea of having Demarai Gray up there as a false nine, because I don't think Demarai Gray and Leon Bailey are the two best players at helping out in defense. I don't think those are the two best players who support their wing backs. So do you want two very attacking players like that on the wings and not supporting their wing back? What do you think? Let me know. Big up yourself, Mr. Special Edition. Chris, me say...
let me answer that. To be honest, if we check Bailey last two match with Aston Villa and him defensive stats, him really come back in them two games, So me just really believe, say, the coach lay team structure to the player them as professional, me expect them to do it. If them can't do it, him not good for the job. Find a next player. Because him do it with Aston Villa, so why Bailey can't chop back and fight like how him fighting at the last two matches of the season? That for sure him can put out him hall and do defense.
Here we know. Martin Baker. Let me tell you this. You see, when a man fight for money and a man fight for free, are two different fights. Cause when Leon Bailey them a play for Jamaica, it's almost they're playing for free. When Leon Bailey plays for Aston Villa, Leon Bailey is playing for his life and his career. Two different
That's what they
situations.
want. Taylor. Yeah,
But
so
JT,
you know,
listen.
and if you have me always hear about heart, so Bailey on the heart. Me not get
No,
it.
but JT, listen. At face value, that's a true statement, right? But at the end of the day, you know, his performances for Jamaica will only help his bottom line in terms of what he earned, you know. Because if you come out to Jamaica and go Gold Cup and you make the player of the season, player of the tournament, and win Gold Cup, really, that is going to help his contract negotiation, going to help his next transfer fee. So I think those things, yes, it's true. He don't earn as much when he kick the ball for Jamaica. But he also know that if he perform for Jamaica, it's going to have a residual effect on how much he earn when he go back to his club.
J. Saguna, you're fire today, J. Saguna. You're fire today. People, J. Saguna are fire today, brother. Because every time you make a point, it open backs up something that I might have missed. I might have thought about it, but you just hit the nail on the head and it come back to the brain thing. No, the fact that
Yeah, remember, sorry, Taylor, no fi cut you. Remember, I said Bailey do interview and say I'm ready for Gold Cup, you know.
Yeah.
So me expect to see if Bailey fail or Gold Cup, you know, me no know. No man can tell me about Bailey. Some man say Bailey, I get picking up if Bailey fail this World Cup with Gold Cup with Jamaica. Bailey is not a sure pick. Not a sure picking at the team going forward because we have to go try somebody else. I just factual and I just shoot. So well, that's my point based on the statement.
Yeah, man. The one thing, obviously, the output what Bailey give us so far for Jamaica is not what we want, right? But I will say, in the last game in Mexico, similar to the whole team, I thought Bailey put in more work than I ever seen him put in the shirt. Of course, in the offensive third, he didn't really do what he was supposed to do with some of his opportunities, but I couldn't fault his effort in the game in terms of on the defensive side of the ball. There was plenty times when Dexter was being attacked and you saw Bailey right there with him. So I think, hopefully this coach got through to him, and I did see a difference in his output in terms of just defensive effort in the last game. So hopefully that continue right through.
Okay, all right. So as you're saying though, yeah, I think with Leon Bailey now, the fact that there are articles coming out that Leon Bailey is on the chopping block, where in January Aston Villa might be thinking about making the move. It comes back to what you said, Jason Gona. I think this is a important Gold Cup for Leon Bailey, and Leon Bailey spoke about that on the interview with NBC. I think he said it is a quite important Gold Cup. So you said something where I think he has to play ball. He has to play ball this summer. I think Leon Bailey has to play ball this summer. So I think he's going to come out all guns blazing. All guns blazing. You see me? So Wells look like he's... Wells look like him a push for Travante Stewart. From Wells coming at the comment section, he must say Travante Stewart. He must say Travante, blouse and skirt, Stewart. Something. What him say? Blouse and skirt, Stewart. Birth of a star. Remember me, I telling you. Maybe I
Oh, I think him just score because the second leg I go on now.
Okay. He probably just scored in the game. Okay, Travante Stewart. Well, he scored against his peers, Scoring against in the JPL and scoring against Mexico is two different kettle of fish, my brother. Okay, he works hard, I understand, but it comes to a point when attacking players have to do something up front. Just working hard for attacking player isn't enough, says Omzo. What do you guys have to say about that? Okay, I think both guys didn't get that right, Jason?
Where Omza say
Omza say, okay, he works hard, I understand, but it comes to a point when attacking players have to do something up front. Just working hard for attacking playing isn't enough.
Who attack?
Leon Bailey. That's Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey.
Yes, all of that. We are say if him not perform this go we have to make what this statement want to make, because we watch so many stream and it's so like Bailey have to start. So if Bailey don't perform and don't help in a defense and don't help in a defense, because everybody say I'm a world star. So if him not help this World Cup, I believe the coach will look on someone else like a Paris Cephas. If you know one local like a Cephas, them feel that way when they call in overseas name. So you have to, like a Cephas or a Paris, we have to try something.
Yeah. I think he's gonna come out
If
hard.
Bailey, so Umzo, we don't understand Umzo's question.
All right.
That we are saying, enough. If him not do it, enough, and him, the coach need to look on something else. I'm trying somewhere else or something.
All right. The last game against Mexico for me was the hardest I've seen Leon Bailey work for Jamaica. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. Leon Bailey worked very, very hard in that game against Mexico. I think the Mexico game, we started to see Leon Bailey's work rate at Aston Villa translated into international football, because that was one of the dilemmas that Leon Bailey faced. His work rate wasn't transitioning from the club football into international football. And I think that Mexico game, for me, he outside the goals that he missed, I think he was flawless as his work rate was concerned. I never seen him work that hard. And I think the fact that he's now working hard at his club, he and the coach, I think the coach has gotten to Leon Bailey and saying that, listen, we need that work rate from you. And this is why it's important to have a good head coach, guys. Because as I say, imagine a Bobby Reid, imagine a Leon Bailey. Emery is your coach at Aston Villa, and you're going to play for Jamaica, and Tapa your coach. The drop off of coaching, the gap between the coaches are so wide when it comes to the quality player in their playing time, when Emery used to play and when Tapa used to play, when it comes on to the coaching license, when it comes on to where they got their coaching education, it's such a big drop off. And I think this was one of the issues as well. The players were playing at such high level, and you have a Bobby Reid and Antonio now who has to come and play for Theodore Whitmore, where Damian Lowe say halftime, brother, Theodore Whitmore didn't even give you a team talk. The man say, yo, not believing now in yourself. Go out there, go do it. You see me, I say, it doesn't, come on, Theodore Whitmore. Come on, Theodore Whitmore. That is not a team, that is not a tactical team talk, brother. Motivating players is one thing. You can motivate a player to believe in himself, but that player can go out there and adrenaline takes over. Everybody in here so probably play some level of football. Brother, you can go through the game in your head. You can feel as composed as you want. It's when the ball start knock and start roll. If you don't know where you do, you stand up all half of the field, brother. Oh, you run till you run all yourself out of position. That's what football does to you. Sometimes the adrenaline takes over and you end up chasing the game. You see me I say? You end up chasing the game where you start run yourself out of position. This is why players like Messi, is so amazing. Messi always know where he is on the field. This is why I always love to see. Look, before Messi gets the ball, he looks around a few times. Messi is not looking for the defenders. Messi is looking where is he on the field. And that's when he's gonna decide how he's gonna control the ball, into what space. So that's where you want your players to have that awareness. That's where you want the players to have that awareness. Somebody tag Leon Bailey to watch or join the show. Leon Bailey to join the show. Yeah, man. We remember, we beat Leon Bailey, but that's our next thing, people don't see when we give Leon Bailey his credit. And as I said, the last game that Leon Bailey played for Mexico, me tell people, I would have never been watching Aston Villa if it wasn't for Leon Bailey. And I enjoy watching Aston Villa. Before Leon Bailey went to Aston Villa, played for Aston Villa, I was watching Crystal Palace. Liverpool, Manchester United, Sometime watch Tottenham. Tottenham is just unpredictable team. Chelsea, I haven't watched much of Chelsea this season. They're too hard for what. Brighton, guys. Brighton, man, the best pressing team in football. Bro, I think I missed few Brighton games this season. Bro, me don't know where the coach at Brighton tell the man them say, but yo, it just come like, yo, you know ever watch National Geographic? I wanna see some naked people in Africa run down some animal and then corner them in some bush and stick them with a spear. I saw the man them from Brighton, bro. I saw the Brighton man them press people, brother. Me never see a side press defenders and confuse them so yet like Brighton, brother. When Brighton press, it look like the defenders them, the man them just look like them nuff. All when a 3 man a press for Brighton, them just look nuff, brother. Me no know how them do it, bro. And that's what me love about Brighton, bro. The way they press people is just unbelievable, bro. Me see them even against
Brian,
them.
my team of the season.
Yeah, man.
That's what I know. When they come on to improvement and how the football look. Yeah, man, them did it up them and them up there, man. Me excited to see them in a Europa League next season. I really go watch all of them match.
As Rivala said, it's always better to lose an ugly loss than a win, a pretty win, or something like that. Topper philosophy. Big up that one to Theodore Whitmore, man. Run for Theodore Whitmore, people. Yo, Jaja, when me and Theodore Whitmore said that, I wonder how all the team thought them go. Theodore Whitmore probably say, yo, Andre Blake, it's better you kick it long over everybody's head than actually pass it to your teammate. Jason Guna, no. Do you, I believe that in most competitions you're going, and this is for everybody in the chat as well, when you're going into any tournament, I believe that you want to take at least 2 young players to kind of bred them into the team and give them that inspiration and as well as the experience. Who are your 2 young players that you guys would take? Everybody in the comment section, who are the 2 young players you would take to the Gold Cup to get that experience and kind of bred them into the team? Take it away.
Based on leaks, for me that bring Hutchinson and Lambo.
No, man, Lambikisa is already in the team, man. You see me I say? Lambikisa is in the team already. We are talking about he broke into the team.
Them under 21 right now.
You have Omari Hutchinson, you have Dujan Whisper.
Bernard.
No, I think it comes down to Dujan Whisper and Omari Hutchinson. Basically, do you take those 2 young players for the experience, the 2 young Chelsea future man? Because Dexter is gonna be there.
We are gonna take out for them, Taylor. You have to ask a question there too, you know.
No, that's why I'm asking the question. Remember in Martin Baker, I don't have the answer for everything.
Omari. Whisper based on the front line and the choices that we have. Me and man said we take out low for Whisper, but in my opinion, that's not impossible in a no football with logical sense. So right now, Whisper not playing any football at all. And me hear people beat Ravel. And Ravel still that club at train. So me don't know how them man a reason.
Who would you take? 1 second there. Who would you take special edition if you're gonna take Whisper, Hutchinson, and Gray? You got to let me know who you're gonna take out. Pagan 180, you're gonna take Hutchinson and Splat. Please, guys, when you name the players that you want to bring, who are you gonna take out? Please put that in there, who you're gonna leave for them. Because remember, you know, brother, everybody can't go. So that's why I ask the fans them, because me not have the answer for them thing there. I don't have the answer. I want to get full opinion. The players that you're naming, who you gonna take out for them? Jason Guna, what's your take on that, Jason Guna? Are you there, Jason? Seem like Jason is not muted, but I think he went out. J-Russ Whisper, are you there again, Jason?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, yes. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, no. So the two young players for me would be Boyce Clark and Omari Hutchins.
Okay.
I think I agree with Martin based on the options in the attacking areas. I Whisper just misses out on the 23. I think based on developing a young player. I think that's important, but at the end of the day, we have games coming up, Nations League, other friendlies that we have. I wouldn't be upset if he went in the 30-man squad to Austria just to get that experience with the players and training and going in a camp and things of that nature. But I think he just misses out, to be honest, in the 23.
Okay. So there you have it. Jason Guna just always come try to make the thing make some sense. So I think Connor Boyce Clark is also a more safer bet as a youngster because he gets the experience as a goalkeeper, and goalkeepers doesn't really impact your squad as much because if we leave 1 out of 3 of those goalkeepers, I think most fans can live with that. But when you start talking about bringing Omari Hutchins and Whisper, we now have to think about taking out a more experienced player and a more ready player. So we have to really think about that. Golden says Hutchins already in my squad. Russian says Omari already in the 23. Lera say him can get time in the friendly, but come on, people, we tried to win the tournament. Your question now, Jairus. These young fringe players, if we take them to the tournament and they perform very well, what do we do, Ian Campbell? Roof, Kevin Stewart, and Palmer will return soon. I don't think Roof is gonna make it because he's not playing football, as them say. Kevin Stewart, aka Mr. Leland Chuck, I'm always a broke down. He's just I don't see him making it. I don't see the Leland Chuck making it. I don't see Kevin Stewart in his side. What do you guys think about that? If these young players go to the tournament and they perform very well, you think this now forced the coach to make a tough decision? Jason?
No. I mean, if they go to the tournament, when you say tough decision, what exactly you mean? Because if they go to the tournament and they do well, that pretty much means that they belong and they're probably moving forward will be a part of the squads. So I don't know. I think they would make the decision for the coach. It's no longer a tough decision. If they go and they actually perform, then the coach knows he can trust them. They're ready. And, it makes sense to include them because not only are you giving a player that's young experience, but that player also is contributing to you getting results. So it's a win-win.
Okay. So let me know, Mr. Special Edition. J-Ross says, if they perform, it is what it is. Anita Bell say, I would give Whisper a chance. No. Marvin Ferran say, hi. Would bring Ian Frey and Omari Hutchinson. Shamar Hall said, we need to cap Hutchinson. Somebody says, not for the Gold Cup, referring not for the Gold Cup, referring to the Nations League. So most of the fans seems like we would, but let's say they go there and they perform. Again, guys, who are you leaving? Me not see none of the fans them. People, fans, me not see nobody. Come on. Me not see nobody tell me who not go take out of the side. Because you have to go leave 2 players now. You have to go drop 2 man out of the side. So who are the players that you not go drop out of the side?
So JT, you are you saying that you would find a space for Whisper in the 23?
No, if Whisper goes to because one thing that I do see Whisper has that I respect about the player, and the people them will love clip things. I hope to clip the part because they never clip the good part. Them, he's fearless. He's fearless. He thinks he can score and he thinks he can do it. That's a thing where it's because you see when I realize in my time playing football, Jason Guna, they say if you go on a football field and you don't have any confidence, it come like you can't play football. It come like when the ball touch your foot, it just bounce off. Your confidence is there. When you pass the ball, the player not did it again. It's a mental thing. If your confidence is not there, bro, it's almost like you have to go learn over the game again. So the thing is that I see from Whisper is he's very confident and he's brave. He thinks he can do it. And I have to really respect that. So at the end of the day, if you take him to those 2 friendly games and he goes out there and he's fearless and he does something, what do you do then? See, the fans them can't tell me I know who them are left out that side. People, they can't tell me who not jump out that side.
Yeah, well, that's because some of them just me call him fan. Some of them just call him a name because I whisper, you know? To be honest. So them have player in his side who them never would have take out, but them not talk straight. Them I don't know if them are try improve somebody or somebody want to see somebody make them see say somebody else say them say whisper. Because most of them now comment who them a take out or no.
Yeah, real baller, Drilly, Russian. When you not tell who not take out, because Russian Tomlinson name me midfield, but him not tell me who him a left out of the squad. Because if you have those players in the squad, you're gonna have to leave out somebody. Special edition. Who are you leaving out the squad if you're bringing these players? Check the other teams and the players' age. Damian Burke. Let us know, Damian Burke. What do you mean? You're saying that the other teams, they have a pretty younger squad. So we want to, and the coach spoke about going much younger. So we have to also consider this. But the player that I'm excited about, guys, is watching the game with Ronaldo Cephas at his club. I believe that he's a player as well who can come off the bench. He's a more level-headed player than Corey Burke, to me, coming off the bench. That's a player that I would take over Corey Burke. For me, Ronaldo Cephas looked for his club. And guys, me now go come on stream and pretend to me is a Ronaldo Cephas expert. I recently know about the player on YouTube. I did not know anything about the player before YouTube. It's when me hear people talk about him, I say, yo, man, go check out this player, man. When me go check out the player, guys, him look confident and him calm when him go forward, but he's very quick. So he's another live wire you would want coming off the bench in the 70th minute. You see me? So for me, over those 2 young players as well, I would take a Ronaldo Cephas because I think he can help the team immediately. He's playing club football. And the thing that's working against Whisper is he doesn't have game sharpness right now. He's not playing any form of competitive football. That's the thing that's going to work against him. And maybe by the time he start to kick on and get a feel for the game, is a little bit too late. Yes, Shamar Hall, me used to hear about him, but me never did know about him as much. And me now go come here and tell you no a lie, brother. I said me did on to Cephas from early. I didn't know much about the player. I kept hearing his name ringing. And then me see him put up a link and I'm commenting and me go check it out in a link for a game. And I say, okay, all right, him look dangerous. Michael Woodburn said Burke over Whisper. So yeah, because at the end of the day, for me, it would be Cephas over Corey Burke. But we have to have one of those players. You have to have either Corey Burke in the squad or Cephas. Because if you have a Mikel Antonio working very hard, chasing the football, Shamar Nichols, remember, no brother, we are gonna have the big kick superstar out there, no brother. And remember, no brother, as we Jamaica gonna call it, we are gonna have the woofer go out there, no people. Andre Blake, you know, say when them man they catch it, them say, yo, put me size 12 in height, straight up top.
I believe that Taylor, with the type of football when we see Jamaica try play, because me hear someone come on some program and I say we see BA long ball in Mexico are the best For a long time, I see Jamaica play ball, so I wonder if I do some
No, but Andre Blake wasn't in Mexico. Andre Blake
I
wasn't in
understand,
Mexico.
but you believe that the coach are gonna allow him to kick the ball them, Taylor? You believe that?
Brother,
The coach
me believe say it's just his instinct why him just kick out the ball.
Well, that mean him not to start then. Because I don't believe say coach one man will go kick. Because football move from that, to be honest. Yes, keepers still kick the ball them out. But yes, if you notice, Aston Villa play as example, even when the man them under pressure, Martinez still have to pass the ball to the defender and play out of the press. Footballer move from them some day. So if that are the case, we don't see Blake has survived too long.
Damien say Corey Burke, I'm a brother. Brother JT. Okay. Is Corey Burke your real brother or you just your YouTube brother? Let me know Damien Burke. You say Corey Burke, I'm brother. Message deleted by Stream Element. So Kevin Williams, me no know what go on, bro. It look like Stream Element delete your message. You have to just watch the emojis them way I use and maybe certain words. Like me have me not have no control over it. I go try fix it up. Kevin Williams. So it look like it a delete your comments, brother. So my fault. I'm sorry about that, bro. I go try see if I can fix it after that. Okay, Pagan say yes, I'm brother in a real life. No, Damian Burke, Corey Burke are your brother in a real life. Let's remove the family aspect from it. On what merit would you pick Corey Burke? Let's say that you and Corey Burke is not related as a family. What merit you're picking Corey Burke and how would you use him in the team? Jay Suguna. I think we have discussed that one already. There was another player that I thought about. No, Ian Frey, Jay Suguna. What do you think about Ian Frey? I think he has to prove himself in those friendly games. And how many players would you take to the friendly games in Austria? Because I think we need at least 30 players. We need 30 players. We suit up 23 for the first game, and you give your starters a lot of running time. And then the next, you bench a lot of them and bring some of those other guys in the second game against Jordan, and then give some players some playing time. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You want to talk about 28 to 30 players to Austria. And, obviously you want to try to balance the minutes over the two games. Because at the end of the day, you want to kind of see what you're thinking your starting 11 going to look like in one of the games. And then the other one would be a more, you're just trying to see players that maybe are on the fringes. And then, you also want to have a little bit of continuity so that your starters get a little time together as well. So it's going to be a tough balance for the coach, balancing seeing new players and actually seeing what you really want to do in the tournament and using them as like preparation for the tournament itself. So he's in a tough situation. I'm curious to see how him work all of that out. But as far as Free is concerned, I like the age of the player. I like the profile. A ball-playing defensive player can play CDM as well. So,
what's his true position?
I think his true position is probably going to be centre back, to be honest.
Oh man!
But currently he plays DM as well. Like since he's been back, he has played both DM and on the right side of centre back in a back three. So it's a player that has the versatility, can play both roles.
Keep talking. I'm gonna put my phone on the charger. Keep talking.
Yeah, man. His future, though, most people say would be the centre back position, but I think due to what we need right now, if he shows himself to be competent in the training camp, there's definitely space in that deeper centre midfield role in the squad. And I could see him, forcing the coach to think about it because, he has always picked Kevin Lambert in the squads, but Kevin Lambert never really gets on the field under Algrimson. So I don't know if he's completely sold on the player. And I think, that's a part of the reason why Frey's name has come up because he wants to keep on looking at that position and see if he can find a better fit, you know. I think ideally he wants to get away from what's been happening lately where he's playing Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison. And I think he knows that, you know, those guys won't cut it in those deeper spaces on the field. And so he would need to you know, have some more bodies that can operate better in that central defensive role. So I think that's a big thing for him leading up to this tournament, trying to see if he can find another person to fill that spot. It's good that Latibody here hopefully is in the team as well because he is someone that I think has the capacity to play that CDM role if we needed to put another body in there. And John Russell, I think the only knock on John Russell coming into this tournament is he a 90-minute player? Because, you know, apart from injuries, hamstringing him a little bit, you know, even when he was fully fit at Huddersfield, a lot of the time he would be subbed off in the second half. And since he's gotten to Barnsley, also has been more of a bench player coming off the bench. So, you know, coming into the Jamaica team, we definitely want to rely on him heavily based on what we have in midfield. And I just hope that he has the legs to stay and stay the course throughout the entire tournament because we haven't really seen much of that from him in his club system and his club team. So, you know, that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on as the tournament goes. Fatigue for a player like Russell.
And before we kick on, people, back up and running, before we kick on, is there any player, because we want to be fair and we want to be balanced, and I asked this question last night. I don't want us to just say we put all local base players to one side based on the fact that we just think say everybody no good. We want to judge all players on merit. Is there any local player currently playing in Jamaica that you guys think can put their hand up and say, basically, I'm ready? Just like how they said Chavante Stewart scored the goal, I'm probably going to be watching that game after. Like he scored that goal. What do you guys think? Is there any local player you think can challenge for a position in this squad? What do you think, Martin Baker or Jay Suguna? Everybody in the comment section, let me know. Is there any local player you guys think can make a statement for themselves?
Well, JT Taylor, if any JPL car, firstly, I don't see no JLPL player gonna make the 30. We go either Austria, maybe none. So my answer straightforward and frank. No disrespect. The man, well, them have to work hard. No disrespect. Based on the list, and if everybody papers go well, and when I have no passport issue, and when I last day and this and this and that, my question would have been no JPL player. Them just based on the list, them not even pick the best JPL player. Me see one name on the list where the man not even can control or square a ball. And when me see him, I couldn't believe. Me I said, come on, brother, me watch 6 games and me see better defender than him.
Mm-hmm.
So they not even pick the best JPL player right now, to be honest. So frankly, no, not at this time. I mean, I don't know when in this coach squad, to be honest.
Okay. Martin Baker said no JPL player for Martin Baker in this Jamaica team. He thinks that they're not ready. He thinks they're not good enough. Ian Campbell, however, has pushed back on that. Ian Campbell says Mario Phillips. Ian Campbell, I would have loved if you joined the Discord. And anybody else who wants to join the Discord, please feel free to be part of the discussion. Jay Suguna, Mario Phillips, I don't know much about the player. I saw him, I think, in that Trinidad game in the midfield. He looked like he wanted to make a statement, but I do not know if his capabilities matched up to the level that we're expecting at the international stage. Jay Suguna, take it away. What do you think? Mario Phillips, you think he's ready?
I think similar to a lot of the JPL players, if you just take, you know, little small sections of what they do on the field and you focus on that, they do have what it looks like to be the quality to make the team, right? But I think the problem for most JPL players is just the consistency, right? So the Mario Phillips will receive the ball 5 times, and maybe 2 out of the 5 he'll do something that helps the team, and the other 3 he does something that hurts the team. And I think that's one of the main issues with the JPL players is just like maybe it's a lack of focus for the entire game. I don't know what it is really. There's a disconnect because there's too much of a gap in the good things that they do on the field and the bad things that they do on the field.
True.
And I think the more that they can like eliminate that bad side of the game where they make errors that are just so egregious that they put the team under immense pressure, right? Because at the end of the day, footballers not going to make the right touch every single time. But I think time and place on the field is really important. And a lot of times, our mistakes, the local players, tend to cause goals or tend to cause a red card or tend to cause something really bad happening, right? So I think if they can eliminate some of that stuff out of the game, there's no question that the talent is there, but the consistency of the performance is not there. And I think that's one of the reasons why they just can't cut it in these squads, especially now that we're starting to lean on the talent in the diaspora, right? So Demario Phillips, I think, is a good shout. I think you see glimpses of what he could become, but I think the consistency is just not there. And also, I think in the midfield area where we really lack the most
is on the defensive end.
Most, correct. We need a player like a 6/8 type of player that can win the ball for us and rotate the ball. And I don't see the Mario Phillips profile being that player. So even though I think he has quality, I don't think he's what we need. And I think we need to be more focused on what we need in the position. And I just don't see any defensive central midfielders in the Premier League that, get into this team. And I think that's where we really need players.
Yes. Yeah, we just had Mr. Special Edition. This was the first time I was going to be on the show with Mr. Special Edition, but it looks like he jumped back off. Really want to hear from Mr. Special Edition as to what he thinks about the local base players. Damian Burke says, not even the JPL ball boy we don't want. Jesus Christ, Damian Burke. Oh, God. No. Not even the ball boy, the man no want on the sideline. When you said I'm going to take too long for throwing back the ball. Jaja.
Burke must not have no cousin in the league. I just Corey Burke alone.
Yeah. So Burke is moving biased right now. Burke, I say I move one side, brother. Yeah, move. So Mr. Special Edition, come on, man. Set up the internet, man. Come on. We're 5G the thing there right now, Mr. Special Edition. 5G the thing there. You cannot jump over the internet right now like that, Mr. Special Edition. So hopefully we get Mr. Special Edition back. But we read a comment here from Chris Smith. So you are going to put Phillips in the midfield with Weston McKennie and Musa. What can he bring to the game, says Chris Simit. Wells says we need at least 3 JPL players in the squad. So Wells seems like he's one of the individuals who are rooting for the JPL players in the squad. And a lot of people in Jamaica would also think that a few of these guys deserve a spot in the squad. I was always one of the individuals who said these players should be in the pool once they're dominating at the local level, but getting into that final squad, anywhere you're coming from, England or JPL, you have to get in on merit. You have to get in there on merit. No, so what do you think? I think Wells seems like Jason Guna or Martin Baker. Wells seems like he's coming from a place of quota system. What do you guys think? That looked like more like a quota comment from Wells.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's saying like certain players should be in the team, I would just ask them to just explain themselves, because if anytime you start to explain that, you're going to get caught up, because that's going to be so hard to explain and reason and make sense of saying that statement that eventually, if you talk enough, you will dig your own grave, and people will understand. Say, you're not making sense. So You know, there's no logical person that would make a statement like that and back it up. You know.
Taylor, I can
Jesus
repeat the
Christ.
statement a bit.
Oh my God.
Let's
Mr.
see, like,
Wells, you have to
honestly.
defend yourself. Mr. Wells, feel free to click the Discord link and chop it up with Jason Guna. He's saying no logical person would make such a comment, Mr. Wells. Mr. Wells said at least 3 JPL players should be in the squad. That sounds a
What?
bit to me like a quota system comment. As I said,
All right, Taylor, this is mine. Because me I like you know, me kind of frank, you know, Mr. Welch. If you on top of brother and cousin, or the 3 player they want we know might in the team because they run a system and I say, all right, if 3 players in there, they might push this and they want a 50,000 or a 10,000 from them, please don't come on this. Come on, me know your opinion, but brother, we are trying to move from the quota system. This is not Tapa team. This is Grimmy team. Remember me tell you that, and that's my comment straight.
Yeah. You hear me, JT?
Yes, we're gonna let in Mr. Mikey Ballin in on the chat. But Mr. Wells, get what I'm saying again. I always say 2 or 3 JPL players who has performed exceptionally well at the local level. I have no problem with them being in the provisional squad or being in the pool. But every player, just like I thought Anthony Grant, he wasn't supposed to be there right now. Even though he was a great player, but I think age and where we're trying to go, it just doesn't make logical sense to have him in the squad at this point. I feel that every player should make the squad on merit. Guys, before Mikey Ballin come in, I'm just gonna name my squad again, guys, and you can see I've been struggling to come up with a 23-man squad. So there are other quality players, Mr. Wells, who are playing overseas that cannot even make the team. So we ask you to consider those things, that it's not just JPL players we're saying that is not going to make the squad. So number 1, I have Andre Blake. Number 2, Jamali Waite. Number 3, Connor Boyce Clark. Those are my 3 goalkeepers. Number 4, Ethan Pinnock. Number 5, Damian Lowe. Number 6, Adrian Mariappa. Number 7, Wes Harding. Number 8, Amari Bell. And I have an asterisk next to Kemar Taxi Lawrence because he's an out-and-out left back. And I don't see any more left backs in the squad. So that's something that the fans, we're going to chop up next. That's going to be the question for Mr. Mikey Ballin. Should Kemar Lawrence be there since he's the only left back that we have? So there we have 7. Hold on. I'm just... left back. Yeah, man, I'm going through the squad. So I have 7. Hold on, Mr. Mikey. I have 7 plus 2, that's 9. So Kemar Lawrence at 9. Number 10, I have Deshard Bernard. Number 11, I have Dexter Lambekisa. Number 12, I have Joel Latibadair. Number 13, I have Jonathan Russell. Number 14, Ravel Morrison. Number 15, Daniel Johnson. Number 16, Kevin Lambert. Number 17, we have Damari Gray. Number 18, I have Omari Hutchinson / Jamal Lowe. Number 19, I have Bobby Reed. Number 20, I have Leon Bailey. Number 11, Jesus Christ. 21, I have Mikel Antonio. 22, Shamar Nicholson. 23, Corey Burke. No, Mikey Ballin. The fact that I'm not seeing a lot of out-and-out left back in the squad, and I was forced to put Taxi Lawrence there based on his experience in the Gold Cup and my only other option. Where does Taxi Lawrence fit into this equation?
I think it's Taxi Lawrence / Greg Lay. Greg Lay is in the squad, and he's a left back, out-and-out left back. You forget him?
The reason why I didn't put Greg Lee, I don't know why the coach didn't pick Greg Lee for the Mexico game. What is the thinking behind that?
He's in the squad, but the reason why I can't stay long is for the gentleman who talk about the 3 JPL players must be in the team. Boss, Jamaica have about 80 professional players playing in all different leagues. And if a JPL player is still playing in the JPL and can't get a contract to go play for a different country in a higher league, then them don't deserve to be on the team. Simple as that. Because you have 70 other players ahead of them. And I want to pick up position, maybe you split that in three, half, whatever, 21, 22 defender, 22 midfielder, 22 forward. That makes 76 or whatever. Or maybe half. But that is the point. If you cannot get out of Jamaica and get into a professional league, then you don't deserve to be on the team. And then no people like my boy with the comeback.
Alex Marshall
come back from Miami. Yeah, and the other one into Miami. What name again?
We have Lamar Walker and we have Bygraves.
Lamar Walker. Lamar Walker, Bygrave, and Alex Marshall. Them couldn't keep for them contract. So therefore, them go back ways. Yes. That's how I look at it. Yes, so therefore, they don't even deserve to be in the squad. You understand me?
Yeah.
If you go away and have a comeback, you go back ways.
All right. And
okay,
I'm gonna give everybody a chance to break up because after this next player, that's where we're gonna be ending the show tonight. After this next player, friends, Kevon Lambert. Does Kevon Lambert makes the final 23 for Jamaica? He's been this kind of sleeper in the squad. We don't really know where he fits in, Kevon Lambert, but he seems to be there. I don't have a problem with him being there because he's versatile in the fact that he's playing left back, he's playing center back at his club, and he plays defensive midfield for Jamaica. But the fact that you have the options for a Dishard Bernard and a Wes Morgan who can be a hybrid players. Wes Morgan can play at the right back position for you or at the center back position. Bernard can play at the center back position or the right back position for you. Where does Kevon Lambert fit in? Do we go with the youngster Ian Frey now that we have another out and out defensive midfielder? Let's start with Martin Baker, then Jay Suguna and Mikey Ballin, and we will end on that. Martin Baker. Huh? All right, go ahead, Mikey Ballin. Kevon Lambert. Do we keep Kevon Lambert in the team? He's a sleeper. We don't really see him there, but he's there.
This question, you see, again, I don't want to pick a team because I am not at the players performing. You understand? One problem you have with your 23 is maps. I don't pick when you pick your 23, like to make the team. Maps did his duty. So 23 as a squad, and you have 3 extra players can carry Maps because Maps serve the country well. But I don't think Maps deserve to be in the 23. I think Maps is like Anthony Grant, passing time. You understand me? So that is just my thing. But when it comes to picking a 23, I'm not into picking 23 because I'm not at the training camp. So I cannot say who should play because you don't know who's playing. But you see, some people perform better at a camp, and when they go up on the real game, them freeze up. Some people don't perform well in the camp, but in a competition game, them's a star. You know it go already. So that's all I have to say still. But I'm not picking a 23.
Jesus Christ. No, we have Wells is saying that Lambert is a column in his side. I don't know what Wells is on tonight, but he's on a mission. Martin Baker.
Well, someone's told man, our unicorn meet seller, JT. But when my part with Lambert still, based on the quality we have, I just most of the players then we don't make the squad for me. It's just that we have too much quality to choose from right at this time. Normally the coach pick Lambert, him not even smell the field or even taste the grass. So I not see the difference if him don't make the squad, to be honest. So Lambert would have hold for me at this time.
All right. So Kevin Lambert would be out for Martin Baker. Jay Suguna, let's wrap it up, Jay Suguna. Just hit it off with a bang. Kevin Lambert, does Kevin Lambert make your final 23 for this Gold Cup squad?
I think Kevin Lambert's fate for the Gold Cup falls in the hands of the warm-up games, right? And the reason why I say that is a lot of these guys that came in, you know, the coach might want to see them in this center defensive role, because Martin make a good point, right? Even though he gets picked on these teams, very rarely you see him on the pitch, especially since Al Grimson has been coaching, right? So I think if the Ian Fraser, the Latibodiers, if he plays that role, you know, Michael Hector, if he's a part of the setup, you know, there's a lot of other CDM options or potential CDM options that could take away his game. And I think he would feel a little unsafe, because he would know that even though he's getting picked, he's not really getting picked to play. So he would have a point to prove in these training games as well, or these warm-up games as well. So I think he's one of those where if I'm putting him in my 23 right now, it's with a big asterisk beside it, because I think there are people right on the edge of taking that spot away, because he hasn't really cemented his spot. Now, if none of those guys push through and get to the level where the coach can say, all right, I'm going to take you, then I think just based on the lack of bodies in that area of the field, Kevin Lambert would have to be in the 23. But I think the coach, if he can find a better option, will go for the better option. But it's down to the players coming in to really take that opportunity and make it their own.
There you go, guys. Jay Suguna just dropped the mic right there. So Kevin Lambert, for me, as I said, guys, I agree with Jay Suguna 100%. The two friendly games is gonna determine his fate. Not only Kevin Lambert, I think maybe we will have some surprises in these two games where some players who we thought should be looking sharp, might fall asleep after the season has ended and they basically is in vacation mode and they're not ready to play under 15. That can be an issue. So we're looking to see the squad out by at least Wednesday. I'm hearing that the squad will be out no later than Wednesday. So hopefully we will have.
Who you hear that? Who you hear that from? Your source again?
Yeah, that the squad should be out no later for the friendly games, not the Gold Cup squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the friendly game starts on the 15th.
Right.
Wednesday is basically, let me see, what date is Wednesday? Wednesday is going to be Wednesday is the 7th. So we have another 8 days before the tournament kicks off. And
we're supposed to get to that camp on the 11th, I think, or the 10th, is it?
Yes, so we should know what squad would be leaving at least 3 to 4 days before. So thank you everybody for joining. Anita Bell, Wells, big up yourself. Golden, big up yourself. Thomas, big deal, and just come in a week later. Big deal, big up yourself. Big up everybody who came in tonight. And I know it's Sunday. I know the vibes go when it comes to Jamaicans, and we respect our Sundays. I don't have work tomorrow, so you know, it's a holiday over here tomorrow. But yeah, it was a great stream today, guys. I think we covered a lot of things. Sorry about that, Kevin Williams. Nobody block you. It's the stream element. Kevin, is the stream element that's acting up and it's deleting some of your comments. It's the stream elements that's deleting some of your comments, bro. It's nobody block you. It was happening to JD as well. So it's the stream elements that's deleting some of your comments. So nobody blocked you, Kevin Williams. This is my, okay. Hold on. Maybe, let me see if I have some breaking news for you guys. I don't know. Okay. Okay, all right. No, my source is saying that this number that he gave me I have to protect. Mr. Special Edition, we still haven't chopped it up on stream. Hopefully next time we can chop it up. Hopefully when the squad drop, we can chop it up properly, Mr. Special Edition. Because we're still waiting for that big moment where we meet on stream. We haven't linked up on stream yet. Big up everybody, Mr. Yo, know yourself. You don't know yourself already. everything bless me, G. Big up yourself. Always supporting the channel. Big up. Enough respect. Damian Burke came in. All of a sudden, we have a field we have a midfield. Don't know where that comment is coming from. Big up Wells. Everybody, because the comments them is on the screen and them a move fast. But at least now when I see no comments on the screen, I wanna see how fast it a move and how hard it is to keep track of everybody comments. So we can read each other's comment upon the screen. So big up on yourself, people. Big up on yourself. Give everybody a round of applause tonight. Everybody is well behaved. Everybody is respectful. Even though Wells came in with the quota system, everybody still respect his point of view. He came in and he's pushing for the local base players. And I believe that if they're good enough and able to make the team on merit, select them. But I think these 2 games is going to be very interesting. As Golden says, Jamaica 2023 Gold Cup winners. Hopefully he just manifested the first Gold Cup win for Jamaica. That would be amazing. That would be a celebration. That would put some money in the pockets of the, what would I say now? The bottomless pockets of the JFF. Because the JFF, them are the only people them what we know. The only people them, JFF, them are the only people them we know. Jamaica still a wear pants where pocket have hole in it, brother. The JFF, them pocket have hole in it. Because as them get the FIFA money, it lasts. Me never see an organization can last money. So as the man them get the money lasts. Big up on yourself, everybody. Until next time, bless up, bless up, bless up.